Brown here, and today I'm going to talk about, you know, how how I never was into Star Trek. Now, so a lot of folks are into that show, and good for them if they are, you know, but it always seems to be, folks that think you should be into those things and you're not. But I could never get into it. But I'm not saying it's a bad show or not, because it's not. You got your sides, the sides that like the first followings, those who like the things that, you know, that are going on now with it, and others that don't like anything beyond the first following of it. It goes something like this. What do you mean you don't like Star Trek? Just never could get into it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against Star Trek. I mean, it's a good show, but I could just, you know, never get into it. Oh, but a lot of folks out there think it's a good show. Yeah, a lot of folks do think it's a good show. But I could never get into it. I did watch some of them here and there, when it happened to be on, you know, like all the other Star Treks, that came afterwards, like the first one, that they do like the show a lot. Then there was a Drawling show, and don't forget there was the New Lifetime, and Deep, Deep Star Nine, and then there was the Enterprise, and whatever ones they're doing now. Well, I guess you're going to shame me or guilt me for not being into it. No, I'm not going to guilt you or shame you for not being in Star Trek. I mean, there's a lot of other wisdom folklore films, farcier shows out there that a lot of folks like to say was as good as it. Yeah, you got a lot of them, but a lot of them could never ever, be as. Yeah, I know. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I can't get into it, so I'm sorry. You know? Well, you don't have to be sorry about it. You know? If you couldn't get into the show, you couldn't get into the show, though. Well, don't get me wrong, somehow it ended up being around for a long time. It had what? Many farcier shows, some films, drawing shows. Yeah. Do you I mean, why do you think that a lot of folks like the first one, the first drawing show? I mean, why do you think they like the first following, and then why they don't like all the other ones? I don't know. I guess the cast. I guess the sagas. I guess the filming. I guess the show playing, the show running. I don't know. There's all kinds of grounds to why some folks liked what they liked and didn't what they didn't, and liked what they liked and did not like what they did not like. I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry that I'm not into it like, many other folks out there. And do you know, like there's these two teams, like, they call them trackies or whatever, and then there's the other team. I forget what they call the other team. Like like both sides belong to the same followership, but like they offshoot when it comes to their beliefs or something on the show. Yeah, but I don't really put a lot of stock in those two sides, warring over the show, which is kind of dumb. Yeah. And I think some folks might scare the show for not being like true starmen. Like they'd say, "Oh, you got good wakefulness in your starships, and you're not floating around, and you don't have to wear any outstanding clothing when you go out your starship," and things like that. Yeah, I know there's a lot of things about the show that in true life you couldn't do or would happen. You know, like the lack of wakefulness and out of the room, you know, or having to wear outstanding clothing when you went outside your starship because you never knew how all the worlds would be, you know. Yeah, I know there's a lot of folks out there that always, you know, worry about that kind of a thing. But no, I still think Star Trek's a good show. I just never was into it like other folks were into it, but I don't think it's bad or anything. Well, I guess that's good to know. Well, alright, looks like that is all the time I got. You know, tell me what you think, you know, about this. What you think about it. What do you think about me not being into Star Trek like other folks are? Give this film a like, share, and playlist it, and I'll see you later.